Hi, Keith. This is Dave over at Midtown Kia. I talked to you this morning, and my understanding was you were not going to do the YouTube, and we've got a couple of people calling.
Hey everybody, Keith with the L1 Automotive Training Channel, and I have another one of those just short videos to kind of show things. So interestingly enough, and I kind of need to pull this up to look at it, so I find it kind of interesting. I want to first and foremost say thank you to everybody for whatever you guys did. I didn't want anyone to call the dealership, so this is, part 4. This is the final. I hope it's final. I'll give you a reason why it might not be the final here pretty soon. So it looks like on April 6th, I posted the very first part 1 video of the Kia. Now, in the description, there's a link to all 3 parts prior to this one. Technically, part 3 is finished, so part 3 is the done, but today is the resolution for L1 Automotive. So April 6th, I posted the first video, and then it looks like by about 2 days later, the internet had spoken to the point where I'm trying to move this to the point. There we go. Midtown Kia sent that. They paid me. So on the 8th they wrote the check. On the 9th it went through the post office. So I won't post. There's that. It's from Midtown Kia. That's our company name and address. Yeah, that's posted all over the internet. I'm not hiding anything there. I'm not going to show you any, like their account numbers or anything, please. But I just want to say thank you to everyone. They saw the video. They reached out. Maybe I'll insert the voicemail right here from the same day that I posted the video.
Hi, Keith. This is Dave over at Midtown Kia. I talked to you this morning, and my understanding was you were not going to do the YouTube, and we've got a couple of people calling. So I would greatly appreciate it if you could pull that down for right now, and please trust in me that I got it check request turned in and it's being handled. I will actually check on that process or progress and also give you a call back. But please help me out, okay? My number here is 918.
So I want to say thank you to Dan at Midtown. He's the new service manager. So he was not involved in the beginning. I think he actually came to work for the company after all this happened. The issue we've run into is that since we fixed the car on February 6th, for the last 2 months leading up to the 6th of April, we gave him 2 months exactly to the day. We had called over a dozen times. Well, we called 30, 40 times. The problem is you can't get through to people. So we would call and go, hey, I need to speak to the general manager. We'd call sales because sales would always answer. Service and parts never answers. We used to use Midtown Kia for parts. We stopped. We moved to Ferguson Kia. So shout out to them for having great service, great parts side and taking care of us. Midtown Kia stopped answering the phone. They don't answer the parts side or anything. So we stopped using them because of customer service issues. And then, of course, because of this, right? Now, for 2 months, we called often, at least weekly. We talked to accounts receivable, accounts payable. We talked to the service department. We talked to general manager. Talked to everybody there. Again, if it came down to it, I could post all of that stuff. But trust me, we called all the time. They owed me almost $2,000 trying to get my money, right? And for those that missed that, and I did edits, so I apologize. Through the edits of this, I think I lost some of the translation there. I know what's going on up here, but editing the videos correctly where you could see everything, not the case. On the telephone, and I have recordings of it, Joe Sear, the previous service manager, maybe he's still there, I don't know. He agreed that himself and Nick, who they have since fired, that was the foreman, who was a great technician, great foreman. Talking to him, he came to the shop, visited the shop, saw the whole organization, everything, agreed that their technician messed up, that their technician did this. He told me the technician had the car apart 6 or 7 times before they finally released it to the customer, and said that there's an engine problem that had nothing to do with their repairs. Car ran and drove fine, had a check engine light, put a lower intake manifold on it and a VCM actuator, which it didn't need. And the car misfired a lot afterwards, and he tore apart 6 or 7 times apparently, according to Nick, and could never fix it, and so it needed an engine. That's how it ended up with us. So when Joe had looked at the ticket, looked at our DVI, our investigation, saw videos, had Nick come down and look and everything. Joe agreed that they would send us the parts and we would do the repairs and they would pay us. So for those that missed that, that's how it came to the point of them owing me money, was they agreed to pay us to repair it instead of them trying to repair it. Whether due to workload or just taking care of the customer, they decided that was the right choice, was to pay us to do it. That is not required, by the way. They're fully within their own to say, no, it has to come here and we'll fix it. I totally understand that. I noticed that. I recognize that. And I appreciate that they did say that. So Joe approved that work, sent us parts. We got it all done. And then when we figured out the issue, that we found that afterwards that there was still a problem that they originally were trying to fix, the P200A code that it went to them for, he approved me to diagnose the issue. Then he approved me to repair it. So he had sent that. So that cost is all the labor from everything that we did, from 2 diags to 2 different repairs. It's 4 total, a lot more than 4 line items, but 4 total procedures, right? And that's all it was, and they agreed to that. And then for 2 months, nobody would pay us. They said, well, when we finally got a hold of accounts payable, a month before the 6th, by the way, it was almost a whole month after them approving it. Finally got a hold, and they said they had never seen an invoice from it. They didn't know anything about it. They had never heard about it. Nothing had come through. So we sent them all the documents, and they said, okay, we'll get on it. And then we couldn't get a hold of them. Next time we tried to talk to them, the person we talked to said, well, that lady's not here anymore, and I haven't heard anything about it. So every time we would call, there was a new person, and they didn't know anything about it, and no one had put anything forward. So on the 6th, I called and talked to the new service manager and said, look, I'm sending you this stuff, and I don't want to post this video, but I'll post this video if I have to, if that's what it takes to get paid. It's been 2 months, you owe me payment. So there was no movement on that. So I didn't hear anything back for hours and hours, so I posted the video, and then he called and left multiple voicemails. And like I said, you heard the voicemail of what had happened. So I appreciate everyone calling them. I wasn't calling for everyone to bombard this dealership, but I did make it aware to them that, like, I've posted videos from companies before, and they've called within hours and said, hey, we're getting a lot of phone calls. And that was not the intent, but it was, it happened, right? So I appreciate everyone doing that. I'm glad that the resolution's done. And this is the final part of this, as long as this check clears, right? So I highly doubt that. But I will say, I did have Route 66 Chevrolet in Tulsa, who is owned by Roundtree Automotive, did owe me quite a bit of money, and then went out of business and sold to Jim Norton, who then, they didn't buy the debt, so Jim Norton doesn't owe that money. Route 66 Chevrolet in Tulsa, who is owned by Roundtree Automotive, used to, they owed me money. So it is possible that a new car dealer goes out of business and doesn't pay you. So it's possible this check doesn't clear from Midtown Kia, sent to me on that date. It was when it cleared through the post office. So it's possible. But otherwise, this is the last part. Thank you very much. I'm glad Miss W got her car back and got it fixed, and didn't cost her. It would have been over, with parts and everything. It would have been almost a, $2,500, $3,000 repair. I don't know what parts would have cost. This is one of the rare occasions we let someone send parts, because it was the new car dealer who we would have ordered parts from to start with. So anyways, without going into too much more, I appreciate that. This is technically the last part, and that was a great resolution to that. We got the car fixed. It did take Miss W months and months and months to get her car fixed, and for the last 2 months, we've been waiting on payment. So I want to, again, appreciate Dan there at the dealership and any new people. They actually got on it. Dan got on it quick, maybe from the YouTube video. Maybe he didn't take me serious when I called him, and then when you guys started calling, maybe he did take me serious. Or maybe from the beginning, he was going to fix this. All I can say is that he did way more than anyone else did for getting me paid, so I appreciate that, Dan. So if you are going to call up there and gripe, make sure to don't call and gripe. If you're going to call up there, tell them that Dan did a great job and took care of a customer. I'm a customer of theirs. I just happened to be fixing a car for one of their customers at the same time. How the car came to us is one of their service advisors said, you need to go take your car to L1 and have it have the engine. I don't know how that came about. But whoever service advisor there did that, thank you very much. I'm glad we could take care of Ms. W, and I'm glad that everything came to a great resolution. So sorry for the 9-minute rant, but everyone have a great day. Have fun, stay dirty, don't do anything I wouldn't do, all that good stuff, right? We'll see you next time.